Ever wondered who really runs the world? Is it the politicians we see on TV? Or is there something deeper, a hidden structure of power that shapes our lives in ways we don't even realize? Forget everything you think you know about global politics. The world isn't just a collection of countries. It's a complex, multi-layered system of power, like a pyramid with 5 distinct levels. For the next 10 minutes, we're going to peel back those layers one by one. And what you discover might just change how you see the world forever. So, who's at the very top? Let's find out. At the very bottom, level 5, we have the rule followers. This is the vast majority of us, the global public. We are the citizens of nations, the workers, the consumers. We live our lives within the systems and structures created by those higher up the pyramid. We follow the laws, pay our taxes, and participate in the economy. While we have individual power, especially when we act collectively through voting or protests, our direct influence on the global stage is limited. We are the foundation upon which the entire pyramid rests, providing the labor, consumption, and legitimacy for the entire system. Our power is in our numbers, but it's often fragmented and difficult to mobilize on a global scale. We are the ones who experience the direct consequences of decisions made at the higher levels, from economic policies to international conflicts. Think of this level as the broad, sprawling base of the pyramid, essential, but bearing the weight of all the layers above. Moving up to level 4, we find the rule makers. These are the nation-states themselves, the countries we see on a map. There are nearly 200 of them, and they are the most visible actors in international politics. They create laws, manage economies, raise armies, and engage in diplomacy. They operate through their governments, from local councils to national presidents and prime ministers. However, not all nations are created equal. You have superpowers like the United States and China, major powers like Russia, Germany, and Japan, and then the vast majority of middle and smaller powers. Their influence depends on their economic strength, military might, technological advancement, and diplomatic skill. They compete and cooperate on the world stage, forming alliances and rivalries. Think of the UN General Assembly. That's the classic image of level 4 in action. But while they make the rules for their own citizens, they are themselves influenced and often constrained by the levels above them. They are powerful, yes, but they are not the ultimate authority. Now we're getting into the real power corridors. Level 3 is the rule shapers. These are the elite international organizations and alliances that set the agenda for the nation-states at level 4. Think of groups like the G7, NATO, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund, IMF. These aren't just talking shops. They are incredibly powerful bodies where the world's most influential countries coordinate their policies. When the G7 decides on a new economic strategy, or the IMF provides a loan with specific conditions, it shapes the rules for dozens of other countries. NATO's security policies define the military landscape of Europe and beyond. These organizations are the architects of the global system. They create the frameworks for international trade, finance, and security that all other nations must navigate. They don't rule directly, but they shape the environment so effectively that they guide the decisions of the rule makers below them. Membership in these exclusive clubs gives a nation-state immense influence, while being outside of them often means having to play by rules you didn't help create. This is where global policy really begins to take form. Okay, let's climb higher. Level 2 is where things get even more concentrated. This is the realm of the system managers. These are not organizations, but rather the mega corporations and financial institutions that dominate the global economy. We're talking about the giant multinational banks, the massive tech companies, the huge asset management firms that control trillions of dollars, and the global energy conglomerates. Their power isn't based on votes or armies, but on capital. They can move vast sums of money across borders in an instant, influencing currency values and national economies. Their investment decisions can create or destroy jobs for millions. Think about companies whose market caps are larger than the GDP of most countries. They lobby governments, fund political campaigns, and often have a seat at the table when major economic policies are discussed at level 3. They don't just participate in the system, they manage its flow. They are the circulatory system of the global economy, and their health and decisions determine the economic well-being of the entire pyramid. Their influence is often subtle, but incredibly profound, shaping the very structure of our globalized world. And now we've reached the summit, the apex of the pyramid, level 1, the system owners. This is the most exclusive, elusive, and powerful level of all. It's not a formal group, but a loose transnational network of the world's wealthiest and most influential individuals and families. These are the dynastic banking families, the industrial titans, and the billionaires whose personal fortunes are so vast they can operate beyond the constraints of any single nation-state. Their power comes from their immense intergenerational wealth and the vast web of assets they control, spanning across the corporations and financial institutions at level 2. They don't need to manage the day-to-day system. They own it. They sit on the boards of multiple corporations, foundations, and think tanks. Their influence is exercised behind the scenes, in private meetings, and through philanthropic foundations that shape public opinion and policy over decades. They think in terms of generations, not election cycles. They are the ultimate system owners because their capital underpins the entire structure. They are the architects of the architects, the ones who can influence the direction of the whole global system in a way that no one else can. So let's recap this 5-level pyramid of power. At the base, level 5, we have the global public, the rule followers. Above us at level 4 are the nation states, the rule makers. Level 3 consists of the international organizations like the G7 and IMF, the rule shapers. Then, at level 2, we have the mega corporations and financial institutions, the system managers. And at the very peak, level 1, are the ultra-wealthy individuals and families, the system owners. Each level has its own form of power and influence, and each is constrained by the level above it. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's a model for understanding the complex distribution of power in our modern, globalized world. The politician giving a speech is powerful, but they are influenced by the international agreements their country has signed. Those agreements were shaped by powerful corporations, and those corporations are ultimately owned by a small group of individuals. Understanding this structure helps us see why the world works the way it does, why certain problems persist, and where the real levers of change might be. It's a complex, interconnected web, and we are all a part of it. So what does this all mean for you and me down here at level 5? It might seem discouraging, but knowledge is power. By understanding this structure, we can be more effective citizens. We can see through the political theater and identify the deeper forces at play. We can support movements and policies that aim to make the system more transparent and accountable. We can make more informed choices as consumers and voters. The power of the base, our power, lies in our collective awareness and action. The pyramid isn't static. It can be changed. But the first step is to see it for what it is. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the global power structure. If this opened your eyes, please hit that like button and share this video with someone who needs to see it. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the forces that shape our world. See you in the next one.